Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt a quiet shame? Not because of how you look, but because of what you know you could be, if only you weren't so lazy. Maybe you felt it after another wasted day, another broken promise, another night spent scrolling, eating, or escaping. You tell yourself you'll change tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. The world keeps moving, and you keep standing still. If you're honest, you know this feeling. The frustration of watching others pass you by. The anger at yourself for not doing what you said you would. The fear that maybe you're just not cut out for greatness. Maybe you're destined to be average, to be weak, to be forgotten. But what if I told you that this disease of laziness isn't just your fault? What if the world has trained you to be soft, to avoid discomfort, to settle for less? What if the cure isn't more motivation, more hacks, or more empty promises, but a ruthless path, forged by one of history's most feared and respected warriors? Today I'm going to reveal the brutal, uncompromising philosophy of Miyamoto Musashi, the undefeated samurai, the man who faced death more than 60 times and never lost. His path is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who want comfort or excuses or sympathy. It's for men who are ready to kill their weakness, to destroy their laziness, and to become something unbreakable. But before we begin, I want you to do something. In the comments, write the one area of your life where laziness has made you weak. Is it your body, your mind, your work, your relationships? Make it public, make it real, because the first step to strength is admitting where you are weak. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. This is not a place for the comfortable. This is a community for men who are ready to become warriors. Let's begin. Laziness is the silent killer of men. It doesn't strike all at once. It creeps in slowly, one skipped workout, one missed deadline, one more hour of sleep. It whispers, you deserve a break. You've worked hard enough. You can start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years. You wake up one day and realize you've become a shadow of the man you wanted to be. Your dreams are distant memories. Your potential is buried under layers of comfort, distraction, and regret. The world is full of weak men. Men who talk but never act, who dream but never do, who blame but never take responsibility. They are everywhere, hiding behind screens, behind excuses, behind the lie that life is hard. But life has always been hard. The difference is that men used to face it. They used to fight, to struggle, to bleed for what they wanted. Now most run from pain, chase pleasure, and call it self-care. Musashi would have laughed at this. He lived in a world where weakness meant death, where comfort was a luxury and discipline was survival. He knew that the only way to become strong was to destroy the part of you that clings to laziness. Most men wait for motivation. They watch videos, read books, listen to speeches, hoping for a spark, a feeling, a reason to act. But motivation is a lie. It comes and goes like the weather. It cannot be trusted. Musashi never waited for motivation. He trained in the rain, in the snow, in the dark. He fought when he was tired, hungry, and afraid. He understood that the world does not care how you feel. The world rewards action, not intention. He wrote, you must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, but every path begins with the same step, ruthless, relentless action. Not when you feel like it, but especially when you don't. This is the first lesson of Musashi's path. Kill your dependence on motivation. Replace it with discipline, with duty, with a code that does not bend to your feelings. If you want to stop being lazy, stop waiting to feel ready. Start moving. Start now. Musashi's second lesson is even harder. Face yourself without mercy. Most men lie to themselves. They tell stories to protect their ego. I'm tired. I'm busy. I'll do it later. I'm not like those other guys. But Musashi believed that self-deception is the root of all weakness. He wrote, do not under any circumstances depend on a partial feeling. In other words, do not trust your excuses, your moods, your justifications. See yourself as you are, weak, lazy, undisciplined. Only then can you begin to change. Musashi spent years in isolation, meditating, training, and confronting his own flaws. He did not seek comfort. He sought truth. He knew that the man who cannot face himself will never conquer anything. If you want to follow Musashi's path, start with brutal honesty. Write down every way you have failed yourself, every promise you have broken, every time you have chosen comfort over growth. Do not look away. Do not make excuses. This is the first cut, the beginning of your transformation. Musashi's life was a war against excuses. He believed that every excuse is a chain that keeps you weak. He wrote, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." This means stop making everything about your feelings, your struggles, your story. The world does not care. The world only responds to action. When Musashi was challenged to a duel, he did not ask for more time, better weather, or a fair fight. He showed up ready to die. He understood that life is not fair, and that waiting for perfect conditions is the luxury of weak men. If you want to stop being lazy, adopt the way of no excuses. Wake up early even when you're tired. Train even when you're sore. Work even when you're uninspired. Do what needs to be done, not what you feel like doing. Every time you make an excuse, you feed your weakness. Every time you act in spite of excuses, you feed your strength. Musashi believed that to become strong, you must die every day, not physically but mentally. You must kill the part of you that clings to comfort, to safety, to the familiar. He wrote, "Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. This is the discipline of daily death. Every day, do something that scares you, that challenges you, that forces you to grow. Take cold showers, lift heavier weights, speak the truth even when your voice shakes. Face rejection, failure, and pain. Each time you do, you kill a little bit of your old, weak self and give birth to a new, stronger man. This is not about punishment. It's about transformation. The man who dies daily is reborn daily, stronger, wiser, more alive. Musashi was not born a master. He became one through relentless, obsessive practice. He fought his first duel at 13 and spent the next 3 decades perfecting his craft. He trained with swords, staffs, and even his bare hands. He studied strategy, philosophy, and art. He believed that mastery in one thing leads to mastery in all things. He wrote, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, but every path requires the same thing, relentless, focused practice. If you want to stop being lazy, pick one thing and commit to it. Practice every day, without fail. Do not chase novelty. Do not quit when it gets hard. Do not compare yourself to others. Measure yourself only against who you were yesterday. The world is full of men who start and never finish. Be the man who finishes what he starts." Musashi understood that the greatest enemy is not outside, but inside. It is the voice that says, "You can't, you're not good enough, you'll never change." This is the voice of your old self, the weak, lazy, comfortable self that fears growth. He wrote, "Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye." In other words, see the enemy within. Name it, confront it. Do not let it rule you. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you strengthen your enemy. Every time you act in spite of fear, you weaken it. The battle is never over. Every day you must choose comfort or growth, weakness or strength, laziness or discipline. Musashi's life was built on rituals, daily practices that forged his body, mind and spirit. He woke before dawn, trained for hours, meditated, wrote and reflected. He understood that greatness is not an accident. It is the result of thousands of small, disciplined actions. If you want to stop being lazy, build your own rituals. Wake up at the same time every day. Move your body, feed your mind. Set goals and review them. Reflect on your failures and learn from them. Rituals are the armor that protect you from laziness. They create momentum, structure, and accountability. They turn discipline into habit and habit into identity. Musashi did not walk his path alone. He sought out other warriors, trained with them, learned from them, and tested himself against them. He understood that iron sharpens iron. If you want to stop being lazy, surround yourself with men who are stronger, faster, and more disciplined than you. Seek out mentors, coaches, and brothers who will challenge you, push you, and hold you accountable. Weak men fear competition. Strong men seek it. They know that the only way to grow is to be tested, to be humbled, to be forced to rise. Join a community, share your goals, compete, not to beat others, but to become the best version of yourself. There comes a moment in every man's life when he must choose, remain comfortable and weak, or die to his old self and be reborn as something greater. Musashi wrote, "You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor." This is the ultimate test. Are you willing to sacrifice comfort, pleasure, and even your old identity for the sake of honor, strength, and greatness? The death of the old self is not easy. It is painful, lonely, and terrifying, but it is the only path to true power. If you want to stop being lazy, you must be willing to let go of who you were, to become who you could be. Musashi lived by a code, a set of principles that guided every action, every decision, every battle. He wrote, "Do nothing which is of no use." In other words, cut out the distractions, the time wasters, the things that do not serve your mission. Write your own code. Decide what you stand for. What are your non-negotiables? What will you sacrifice for your goals? What lines will you never cross? A man without a code is a slave to his impulses. A man with a code is a master of his destiny. Now it's your turn. In the comments, write the one action you will take this week to kill your laziness. Will you wake up earlier? Will you train harder? Will you cut out distractions? Will you face a fear you've been avoiding? Make it public. Make it real. Let this be the first step on your path from weakness to warrior. And if you found value in this video, subscribe to the channel. Share it with a brother who needs this message. And join our community of men who are done with excuses and ready for greatness. Thank you for watching. Remember, laziness is not your destiny. Weakness is not your fate. Every day is a new battle, a chance to kill your old self and be reborn as something stronger. Musashi's path is ruthless, but it is the only path to true power. If you are ready to walk it, you will never be the same. Your journey begins now. See you in the next video.